What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blues Nation, and this is a good week because it's a game week. Tomorrow we play Nottingham Forest at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which I think is about 12:30 in the UK, so we got a lot to look forward to. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do just a general match preview, and we're going to look at Nottingham Forest worries, and we're going to look at our Chelsea worries. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into it and look at some worries I have for us for Nottingham Forest, particularly what should they be concerned about coming into this game, which is, I would say, quite a bit. So let's hop into that right now. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pop up right next to me here somewhere, essentially what their form has been so far this year in the Premier League, which has been nothing short of atrocious, if I'm being honest, and it's also gotten worse and probably, in my opinion, will continue to get worse because they hired Ange Postecoglou. No hate towards the guy, but I don't think he's a great coach, and he's not going to help them. So their form can be accurately summed up simply by two things. One, their record, and two, their goal scoring output. So in 7 games, they have gotten 1 win. So they're 1 win in 7. They are 1 spot above the relegation zone and 17th as of now, which through 7 match weeks is nothing to exactly laugh at. When you're through, 2, 3, even 4 weeks of the Prem, you can't really judge anything. But once you're through 7, a lot of times people really start saying you can start looking at results actually mattering and your standing points starting mattering after about 2 months worth of games. So we're getting close to it, and they're not doing well. They're looking like they're regressing heavily back to where they were a couple years ago, which, I'm being honest, I think is a shame. I'm only a Chelsea fan, but Nottingham Forest is one of those teams that I'm not rooting for the downfall of. I always like it when teams stick, and they have for a while, but it's looking like that is regressing to a point where relegation could be a worry again, as they have 1 win in 7. And then I mentioned their goal scoring output. Last year, they had the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White, Chris Wood, Hudson-Odoi, all these different players really contributing quite a lot. And this year, so far, that has not been the case. Once again, in 7 games in the Premier League, they're not even averaging 1 goal a game. They're averaging less than that, as they have 5 goals from 7 games. So not looking good from an offensive standpoint, and I think they have a you guys might need to check this, but I'm pretty sure it is a, what was it? I think a -7. It was a -7 goal differential, which is obviously really bad, demonstrating that the fact that they're just getting outplayed both on defense and on offense. So it's one thing if you have a team that has low scoring output, but they're putting across clean sheets consistently. They're not doing that either. Their defense hasn't been horrible, but they definitely have not been good. So those are 2 major worries just in regards to form for Nottingham Forest. But one thing that I also think might be a greater umbrella worry for them, in other words, something that's more overarching, not just on their current form, is I'm concerned about their culture. Their owner, I think, has kind of self-destructed over the summer and into the season. I thought it was a bit of a circus show, giving the trophy to, it was like some trophy for the first Greek manager to win, what was it, the Europa League, I think, or something like that. It kind of felt like you're dating somebody in high school, but then you decide to go to homecoming with somebody else and you post those pictures on your Instagram. Like, it just felt immature. It felt awkward. And then, of course, you went to fire Nuno, which I thought was a horribly stupid idea. Oh, yes, we're Nottingham Forest. Let's fire the coach that got us into European places. That makes a lot of sense. It just felt like a lot of immaturity. The weird interview with Morgan Gibbs-White, just not good looks anywhere. And I think that's being exemplified through their form on the pitch now. So they got a lot going poorly for them. And I'm going to now explain how Chelsea, while we have a lot going for us, also have a few things we should be worried about. So, the good news is, obviously, I do not think Chelsea has anything like a culture problem. I don't think we have a form problem whatsoever coming off that Liverpool win. And we don't have low goal output at all. But there are some things that I am slightly concerned about. So the first of those is an update on Cole Palmer. I don't know if any of you have seen this already, but as of, I think it was this morning or this afternoon if you're in the UK, Enzo Maresca came out with an update, which is pretty concerning. He basically was saying our medical staff, they're not magicians. Basically, we can't always know perfectly the outcome, because of course the initial hope was that Cole would only be out basically till this weekend, that he'd be fine after the international break, because it's not necessarily it's not a tear, it's not even something totally, I think, diagnosable. It's just more of an discomfort, I think, in the groin for him, and they were hoping the rest would get him to the place where he's ready to play again. Now that timeline's been pushed back a bit. The timeline's been pushed back all the way, not even just till November, but all the way till December. It looks like he's gonna be out for about 6 weeks, which I think that's liable to change again, because he said kind of himself in his presser that this was kind of guessing. It's kind of guesswork, week to week, having to see how he's feeling. But he's definitely not going to be back for a little bit. So we're going to have to find solutions, which I think we can. But the next thing, and this is more of a short-term worry, mainly for the game tomorrow, is our midfield. So Enzo and Moises, as of the press conference with Maresca, had not yet trained since getting back from their international duty, or with Moy not participating. Actually, maybe neither of them did. But either way, they have not gotten back to full fitness yet. So they are doubtful to play in the game. It depends kind of on how today goes, but likely I would be very surprised if they played. I think there's no chance they both play. If anything, maybe Moises, because he somehow finds a way to play every game, but I still think even that is unlikely. So those are a couple of my worries for Chelsea, mainly on the injury front. We're looking really light in the midfield area, especially if Enzo and Moises are out, because Asugu is already out, so that's not great. But this could be a perfect game for us to get back from international break, get focused with our team, get back in the groove of things, and get back to continue, I guess you should say, in the win column. So those are the worries for both Nottingham Forest and for Chelsea. But without wasting any more time, let's get into the squad that we've built, and let's look and see if you guys disagree with anything and what you would change. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so you see right here the squad I built. And let's start straight from the back. Robert Sanchez, no words needed. He's our number one as of now. Reece James, even though he was left out of the international squad, I almost feel like that was a favor from Thomas Tuchel, if I'm being honest. I don't think he was really injured, and he's fully fit, according to Maresca. So I think he can play, and he should play. He's our captain. So if he's fit, he should play. That's my opinion. If he's not playing, then he's not fully fit. I'm aware there's the minutes stuff, but it's been long enough. I think he just needs to play if he's fit. So he's going to be playing on the right for us. And then in the middle, this is where good news starts to come. Wesley Fofana is back from his concussion protocol. Normally when Wes is coming back from an injury, I say there's no way he starts and he'd maybe come in for minutes. But it's concussion. It's nothing muscular. So if he's cleared from the concussion, he should be totally fine. So I think he'll start this match. Maybe he'll get pulled for Tosin, who's also fit, in the 60th, 70th minute. Just for fitness purposes of getting back to speed stamina-wise. But Wesley and Trev can get back into that center back partnership, which I think is great. I didn't see anything updating me on Joshua Champong's injury. I think that was still considered to be minor. I don't know if you guys have seen anything on that. You should leave that in the comments below if you have seen anything about that. But anyway, then we got Mark, obviously, on the left. We're going to go Mark Cucurella always for our left back position, hopefully for the next 4 years. And then in the middle of the park, heavily rotated by necessity. Thankfully, Andre Santos is healthy again, so I think he was just carrying a knock. It wasn't anything too crazy. So he's going to be starting, which I think is good for him. I think he deserves it. And then Romeo Lavia, who has also been getting minutes lately, and I thought he looked amazing in the Liverpool game. So it'll be fun to watch them, I think, in this game. I don't think they'll be overpowered by a Nottingham Forest side. I think they have immense talent and immense upside. It'll be cool to see them play together, because I feel like normally we see one or the other oftentimes play with either one of Moises or one of Enzo. So it'll be cool to see them play together if this happens. And then the three attacking midfielders, swingers, however you want to put it. I have On the right, Garnacho, who's not played there for us yet, but he has played there before. And this obviously makes him not an inverted winger, but instead kind of a traditional winger who will go down the side and whip in crosses with his strong right foot. On the right side, he has done it before and he has been effective. The reason I have him there is because Pedro Neto is also doubtful to play this game, which that's a shame to me. But I have Garnacho there, which provides a unique opportunity for Gittins. And Jamie Gittins had a great international break, obviously with, I think it was the under-23s, but nonetheless, he and Tyreek George both played great together. If you watch any highlights, they looked really good, which means he's going to have some confidence coming in. I thought he played well against Liverpool as well when he came on. So I think it's a good opportunity for him to start. I think it's a good opponent to start against as well. So I have him starting on the left, and then I have Stevao in the middle because he, I think, actually prefers the middle, and I think he could be the solution for us if we can get our wingers healthy while Cole is out. And I'm not a Facundo Bonanote hitter, but I just don't think he's the answer either. I don't want him starting match in, match out. So that's my 3 attacking players. And then up top, the 9, Joao Pedro, who is also healthy. Thankfully, this international break did get him healthy as well. So we have him starting at the top. So guys, that's my squad. You look at it, let me know what your thoughts are. What would you change? What do you think? What is news you've heard that's different than mine? And how do you think this game's going to go tomorrow? And also, if you haven't yet, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you don't mind. It's just hugely helpful to the video getting out to people, and it's a good way for this channel to keep growing. But let's get to the end of this video as we predict the score. Okay, guys, so yeah, I think this game is going to go well for us. I really do. I think a lot of the players are high on confidence from the international break. They're either high on confidence from performing well, like Stevao or Gittins, or they're healthy from the international break, like Joao Pedro, like Wesley Fofana, like Trev Chalobah, like all these different players. So I think it's gonna be a good game against a team that's very much struggling. I will say it's always dangerous to play a team that's in terrible form because they're obviously desperately wanting to get out of it, as much as any team would be. However, I don't think they've played with the quality, or I don't think they have the management quality to do that against a strong Chelsea team. So I think we're going to win this game, and I'm actually going to be a little bit more confident here than I have in past games. And I think we're going to win 3-1. And I think we're going to get a goal from Stevao. I think we're going to get a goal from, I think Joao Pedro might get off the schneid a little bit. And then I think, you know what, I'm going to go for, I think Andre Santos might get a goal contribution, maybe a goal this game. So that'd be really fun. What are your goal and assist predictions, and what's also your scoreline prediction? Leave those below. And guys, most importantly, enjoy the game this weekend. I'll see you guys next week.